Good day, everyone. We are Group 3 and we are going to present the topic about society and education, sociological perspectives. Sociology sees education as one of the major institutions that constitute our society, and there are three social science theories that provide the basis for educational changes. We have the consensus and conflict theories, structural functionalism theory, and interaction theories. Sociologists describe society as having two phases, the consensus and the conflict. And sociological theory should be divided into two parts, the consensus theory and the conflict theory. Consensus theory is basically defined as the widespread agreement among all members of a particular society. It is the people's shared norms and values that ensure the order, peace, and stability in the society. This theory believes that any change that happens in a society is slow, gradual, and orderly. On the other hand, conflict theory emphasizes the dominance of some social groups over others. They believe that social order is the result of the dominance and manipulation of the strong groups over the weak. The overall focus of conflict theory is to analyze how social actors compete and how they use their power to control, dominate, and exploit groups in the society. This theory also advocates for social change that results from the redistribution of resources. Now, let's dig into consensus and conflict theory and education. Consensus theory is important for producing professionals who will serve the society, which will benefit all of its members. This theory believes that members of society should be provided a differentiated type of education and educational opportunities. They also believe that entrance to higher levels of education should be based on students' abilities, such as entrance exams in universities. This only suggests that academically able students are expected to hold important and needed professions, and thus they will become beneficial to society. In contrast, conflict theories and education see education as a means of promoting social inequalities due to the differences in educational opportunities. For instance, the difference between public and private schools. They also believe that not all can have access to education because of economic disparity and differences in students' abilities based on test results. As a result, those who receive a good education can have a better access to higher positions and greater power in our society, which, in turn, reinforces inequality.
So next is about instructional functionalism. In this part, we tackle about what is instructional functionalism, the quote from Barnard 2000, and lastly is the rule of education. So first is what is instructional functionalism. Instructional functionalism is a theory in sociology that looks at how different parts of society work together to keep things stable and orderly. It focuses on social structure like school, families, government, and how they function to maintain balance in society. Unlike general functionalism, it pays less attention to individuals and more to the rules people play within this structure. So second is quote from Barnard 2000. According to Barnard, instructional functionalism is less concerned with individuals' actions or need, and more concerned with the place of individuals in the social order or indeed with the constructions of social order itself. This means that focus on society, not individuals. Barnard is saying that instructional functionalism does not focus on what individuals want or do. Instead, it focuses on how individuals fit into society, their rules within social structures, like being a student, teacher, worker, or parent. So lastly is the rule in education. According to the editors of Encyclopedia Britannica, education is the one of the key institution that function to socialize individuals and prepare them for societal rules and supporting the overall balance of society. So next is the interactionist theories. In this part, we tackle about what is interactionist theory, developmental theory, and the relevance to education. So first, what is interactionist theory? Interactionism or symbolic interactionism is a theory that explains social order through the interaction of individuals within the society. The theory focuses of how people react or respond to symbol, situations, or action based on the meanings they attach to them. Second is the developmental theory. The term symbolic interactionism was coined by Herbert Blumer in 1937, who expanded on the ideas of George Herbert Mead. Blumer argued that individuals assign meaning to the world around them, and this meaning shape their interactions and behaviors. So lastly is the relevance to education. In an educational context, interactionist theories look at the interactions among students and between students and teachers to explain why students from different social groups may experience different level of achievements. The focus is on how student perception, interactions, and relations in the school environments can influence their educational outcomes. In short, interactionist theories emphasize the importance of social interactions and symbolic meaning in shaping individuals' behaviors, including educational setting.
What is sociological perspective? The sociological perspective helps us understand how people interact with the system and society. One of its key concepts is schools and social institutions. These are structured like family, education, economics institution, and government that helps keep society organized. They shape our behavior, beliefs, and values. And one of the first social institutions of sociological perspective is the family. Family. Family is the most basic social institution and it has a five main functions. First is socialization, teaching children cultural norms, values, and language. This is where family teaches children how to behave, communicate, and understand their culture. Second is reproduction, contributing to continuation of society. This is where family ensure the survival of society by giving birth to and raising children. Third is emotional support. The family provides love, comfort, and a sense of security of its members. Fourth is economic support. Family members help one another by sharing financial resources and daily responsibilities. This is where families work together to meet their daily needs by sharing money, food, shelter, and dividing household tasks. Fifth is the social placement. A person's social class, religion, and identity are often influenced by the family they are born into. Through these rules, the family not only helps individual grow, but also that contributes to keeping society stable and organized. Now let's talk about education. Education is just more than just going to school. It includes both formal and informal learning inside and outside of the classroom. It plays a powerful role in shaping what we know, how we think, and even who we are. Sociologists view the education through different theoretical lenses. Functionalists believe that education is important for maintaining social order. It prepares people for a job, promotes meritocracy, and helps unite people through shared knowledge and values. But conflict theorists see education differently. They argue that education can actually increase inequality because those from richer or more privileged family often get better access to resources and opportunities, while those from poor backgrounds face more challenges.
Let's talk about religion. Religion is a system of beliefs, values, and moral techniques, guides behavior and decision making in society, promotes unity, peace, and respect among diverse groups. Ang relihiyon ay isang institusyong panlipunan na nakabatay sa mga paniniwala ng mga tao, sa pagpapahalaga nila, sa mga ritual na ginagawa, at sa moral na gabay. Ito rin yung nagsisilbing gabay ng mga tao pagdating sa paniniwala nila at sa pagdesisyon nila kung alin ba ang tama at mali. At higit pa rito, ang relihiyon din ang nagpapalaganap ng pagkakaisa, respeto sa kapwa, at kapayapaan sa kabila ng pagkakaiba-iba ng paniniwala. At malaki rin yung ambag ng relihiyon sa paghubog ng mga kabataan, lalo na pagdating sa moralidad. Next is the economic institution. These produce and distribute goods and services, provide jobs and support other institutions like education, drives national development through trades and industry. So, ang economic institution, ito yung nagpapatakbo ng kalakalan at kabuhayan ng isang bansa. Ito rin yung responsable sa paggawa, sa pamamahagi, sa pagbebenta ng mga produkto at serbisyong kailangan ng mga tao o ng mga mamamayan sa araw-araw. Ito rin yung nagbibigay ng trabaho at pinagkakakitaan ng mga mamamayan. At tumutulong din ito sa pag-unlad ng iba pang mga institusyon tulad na lamang ng edukasyon. Dahil dito kumukuha ng mga pondo para sa paaralan at serbisyo. Sa malawak na aspeto, ito yung pundasyon ng pag-unlad ng isang bansa. And lastly, the government. This create laws and ensure peace and order in society, provides public services like education, health, and safety, protect rights and regulation other institutions including religion and economy. So ang government, sila yung may tungkulin na magpatupad ng batas, magpanatili ng kaayusan at tiyakin na ligtas at maayos ang pamumuhay ng mga mamamayan na nasasakupan nila. Sila din yung nag-aalok ng mga serbisyo pampubliko tulad ng edukasyon, kalusugan at seguridad. Ang pamahalaan din ang nangangalaga sa karapatang pantao at nagre-regula ng mga negosyo. Ito rin yung tagapag-ugnay ng lahat ng mga institusyon sa lipunan upang matiyak ang pagkakaisa at pag-unlad.
What is Education 4.0? Education 4.0 is a purposeful and modern approach to learning that aligns with the Fourth Industrial Revolution. It's not just about teaching with technology. It's about transforming the future of education. This means using advanced tools, automation, and data to make learning more relevant, accessible, and engaging for students like us. There are several major trends under the Education 4.0. First is the personalized learning. Let the students learn at their own pace and style. Next, we have remote learning, which allow us to study anytime and anywhere, something we all experienced during the pandemic. Then, there's the plethora of educational tools, like online platforms and apps that support learning. For example, Google Classroom. Data at the fingertips helps teacher track students' progress in real time. And finally, we now have easy and accurate assessments. Method through digital testing and project-based evaluation. To succeed in this era of new learning, students must develop essential digital skills. These are the top 10 digital skills: complex problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, people management, coordination with others, emotional intelligence, judgment and decision making, service orientation, negotiation skills, and cognitive flexibility. These are not just academic abilities.
They are life and career skills that help us grow into competent 21st century educators. In the Philippines, we also made major changes to meet the challenges and the goals of Education 4.0. In 2012, RA 10157, the Universal Kindergarten Act, made kindergarten mandatory for all Filipino children. Then in 2013, RA 1533, Enhanced Basic Education Act, introduced the K-12 curriculum to better prepare students for global standard. Under the K-12, students go through kindergarten, 6 years of elementary, 6 years of high school, which includes 4 years of junior high and 2 years of senior high school. This allows students to explore their interest, learn technical skill, and become more prepared for college or work. To conclude, Education 4.0 is about more than just using technology. It's about creating a smarter, more personalized, and future-ready education system. I hope this gave you a better understanding of how education is changing to respond the demands of modern society.
So that's all for this topic. We hope you learned a lot from us. Thank you for watching.